Hey friends, today I have a tutorial for you on this look right here. We're doing everything from priming the skin to finishing the complete look. This tutorial is packed with tips and techniques. Thanks to Sephora for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. So first we're gonna go in and hydrate and prep the skin. This is the Glowy Makeup Serum from Laneige. This is a really beautiful hydrating serum to prime the skin for makeup and just rehydrate it. I shot a video earlier this morning, so I've already had makeup on today and removed it. So I'm actually kind of loading this up. I'm doing about 2.5 pumps of this. This feels so beautiful, and I'm just going to layer this on the skin. This gives you a glow, but it also keeps the makeup on all day and works and acts like a true primer. So I'm just gonna take my time and just massage this all over the face. Oh gosh, it feels so good. It's a very, very lightweight texture. I'm gonna take what I have left and kind of pull it down the neck. Oh, so nice. And I really want to work that underneath the eyes as well, because I want to prep the under eye area for concealer so that everything looks natural and just nice and hydrated. We're going to be doing a combination for complexion. I'm going to be using these two products for my foundation. I'm using the Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 3, which is light medium. And then I'm going in with the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Everyone loves this foundation. I purchased this when it first launched. I think I tested it in the summertime, and I remember it having a bit of a glow, and so I'm excited to reuse it again because I haven't used it much since then. I'm gonna mix these two together. This is actually slightly too dark for me, just a little too dark, so I'm gonna kind of balance it out with this product here. Now, the Hollywood Flawless Filter is such a, I feel like everyone should own this product. Really, everyone should own it because it's so versatile. You can use this in so many different ways. You can apply it directly to the skin, which is what I'm gonna do right now, and I'm really going to focus this in the center of the face and on the forehead. Get a little bit more. You can also mix this with your moisturizer. You can mix it in with the foundation, and you can layer it over a foundation. So you really, you really can get whatever type of payoff that you want from this. It's so, so versatile. And this is just beautiful. It is like the most refined, beautiful glow to the skin. And I'm just going to go in with a small foundation brush and kind of softly blend this into the skin. It blends in pretty easily. I'm not taking it all the way down. I'm really just kind of blending it out in those areas that I applied it. Now, it's not really a foundation, but it does have some pigment to it, so it will give a little bit of coverage. Think more of like a glowy tinted serum. That's kind of about the coverage you're gonna get. But I'm telling you that so that when you go in with your foundation, you know that you don't really need to wear as much foundation in the areas that you applied this product. Oh, this is just beautiful. Even on its own, it's so pretty. It just gives the skin the most natural, but like perfect natural glow. It's so beautiful. Next, we're gonna go in with foundation, and I have the shade 280 Light Medium Neutral. I do feel like this is just a little too dark for me. I did about 1 pump here, and I'm gonna take the tip of this brush and pick up the product and kind of just like work it into the brush. And I'm gonna start kind of on the lower half of my face. Usually you guys see me start in the center of my face, but remember, I'm not gonna start in the center because I've already applied that Flawless Filter. So I'm just kind of blending these two products together. And if you notice, I'm using long, like stroking motions. Typically I go in and press and build coverage, but because I want to sheer this product out and because it's slightly too dark for me, I want to make sure that I'm just really, really blending it into the skin because I don't want to have a darker foundation. This is really nice. This is really pretty. I need to go buy it in a lighter shade because I do like it. And I'm just going to kind of work that onto the jawline, really blend that out. It just blends into the skin so quickly. These two together are just beautiful. So I'm just kind of working around that Flawless Filter. It's not that I'm not applying it over it, I am, but I'm starting around it and blending around it and then just kind of meeting that highlight. So I'm still keeping that highlight right there. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. Now, I didn't apply up much foundation here. I don't think I need it. I still have concealer to go, so I'm gonna keep the foundation really, really light. Just so you know, I still have that much left. I probably used, you guys, about half a pump of foundation, so not much at all. This foundation really goes a long way. Next, we're gonna go in and conceal, and I'm using the Haus Labs concealer. I love this concealer. This is the shade 24 Light Medium Neutral, and I'm going to apply this right in the inner corner here. This shade pretty much matches me exactly. I do wanna go buy this in a lighter, brighter shade so I get more of a brightening effect. This concealer is really nice. It's very lightweight. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's very hydrating. It also has niacinamide in it. It's just a very hydrating concealer. It also depuffs if you use this regularly. I think I read that if you use it up to 2 weeks, after about 2 weeks, it has depuffing properties to it. The coverage is more of like a medium buildable coverage. All right, and I'm just gonna go and blend this in. I would describe this concealer and foundation as having a very skin-like finish. It doesn't look super glowy, but it's definitely not matte. If anything, it leans more radiant, but it's not really shiny. I do remember using this in the summertime and feeling like it had more of a glow to it than I'm seeing now. I want the skin to look natural. I want it to have a bit of a glow, but I want it to be a very soft glow. My skin's been drier lately. It's starting to get a little cooler in Austin, so I need to use products that give my skin some life, but I also want my makeup to just stay in place and look good all day. I'm not really one who touches up a lot throughout the day, so I'll do my makeup in the morning. I do take the time to do my makeup and do a full face, but once my makeup's on, I really don't want to have to worry about it throughout the day and take more time out to fix it or touch it up. I mean, maybe, you know, retouch my lip, maybe slightly powder, but I just don't want to be having to worry that my makeup needs a touch up, you know? I do think I want a little more coverage on this side, so I'm just going to go back in with the concealer and do a small amount just right there. Yeah, I need this in a lighter shade. This looks good and it works, but I like a little more brightness. Perfect. And then take it a little bit in the center of the nose. Next, I'm just gonna set the center of the face. I am gonna go back and powder with a loose powder to mattify certain areas, but right now I just wanna set certain areas, but I wanna keep that glow. So I'm going in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. Love this product. Really, really nice when you are working with products that have a little more glow and you want to set them, but you don't wanna lose that glow. Kind of pat this underneath the eye. It has a very silky texture to it. It's very soft, slightly blurring, and then just a little bit right here in the forehead. Lovely. Okay, next we're gonna go and create some dimension to the face, and I'm really excited to use this product. This is the Danessa Myricks Cream Bronzer. I've had this for a while. This was a product that I picked up and I remember it loving, and then it got put in a drawer and kind of forgotten about, and I just rediscovered it recently and I've been using it nonstop since. So I'm gonna go in with a small precision powder brush. I'm just gonna pick it up on the tip and just picking it up lightly. This is a fluffy brush, so I'm using it for this cream product because I want to apply it in a light manner. I don't want a lot of contour, just something really soft. So I'm just gonna take this brush and kind of work it right here from the hairline, maybe about an inch or 2 inches, just to kind of create a little definition, but I just kind of follow my natural cheekbone. Like when I kind of make this face, you can clearly see where that's supposed to be, just to define that a little bit. So just run the bronzer contour underneath it. Now I kind of want to look straight in the mirror just to make sure that we are all even. Perfect. Okay, I am going to run this on the hairline. I'm just going to kind of run it right here on the temple and then work it into the hairline. And then I am going to do a little soft contouring on the nose, just a little bit. The brushes that you choose to use when you contour the nose will make more of a difference than necessarily the product that you use. If I wanted a really strong contour, I could still use this product, but I would use a different brush, something smaller, more dense, and it would give me a completely different look. But I just want to keep this very natural and very light, just to kind of tie this all in together. Lovely. So we have some structure to the face. I am going to go in and add some blush, and I'm going to work with this cream blush from Makeup by Mario. This is the shade Rose Crush. These are really nice. They're very glowy on the skin, and the color and the pigment is kind of more buildable. Like you'll get more of a sheer payoff, and then you can build it if you want to get more, but it's not a product that you get a ton of payoff right off the bat. If you use a smaller brush, you will get more pigment payoff than you go in with like a larger brush. And actually, let me demonstrate for you. So I'm going to go in with a smaller blush brush. I'm going to pick up the product and I'm going to go on the right side, apply this right here on the apple of the cheek. And even that, you still get a soft application. This product is really on the lighter side of pigment, but you can build it. But if you do want more color, use a smaller brush. Now let me show you, if you use a larger brush, the difference that you're going to get. So this is obviously a much larger powder brush. I'm going to go in and we're going to apply it on this side. You can just see you get a lighter application than this side. And the reason for that being is because the smaller brush is going to be more dense and just pick up product a little quicker. This also does a really great job of blending products out fast. So even when you're taking both brushes and you're doing the same like application technique, this, because it's larger, it's just gonna kind of spread it and work it in a little bit faster. And now that I look at the two sides, this is kind of more where I wanna aim. So I'm gonna take this brush, just kind of wipe off the excess product, and we're just gonna go over here and blend this out, just kind of bounce this on top. That's what's great about this product, is it's very easy to work with and it's pretty foolproof. Oof. I think ultimately what I'm gonna have to do is just add a little more to this to kind of even myself out. But I wanted to show you guys how brushes matter, you know? Sometimes it's not always the product, it's the brush that you're using might not be the best for what you're trying to achieve. Oh, I love this blush, it's so pretty. Next, we're gonna go and fill in brows, and I'm using the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit, and this is the shade 3. Very nice, fine micro tip pencil. Really good for those of you like me who don't have a lot of brow hair and really kind of want to create the shape of your brow. Next, we're gonna go in with the Benefit Gimme Brow Gel to add a little volume to this brow. This is little fibers, so it's just gonna create more hair-like appearance. I don't have a lot of brows, so not only do I have to shape them and draw them in, but then I need to go back and add fibers to just make them look more real and natural. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna do one extra step for my brows, and this is a little extra. I'm gonna go in with the 24-hour Brow Setter from Benefit. This is a clear brow gel that's just gonna keep them in place. This was a little tip that I picked up from Nikki LaRose, actually. Adding a third step to my brow routine. Perfect. Okay, love that. Okay, so I'm gonna prime my eyelids, and I'm actually just gonna use that concealer to work as a primer today. Just gonna put a tiny bit, and I'm going to shear it out with my finger. Because this is more of a hydrating concealer, I wanna make sure I don't apply too much on my lid, because the whole idea is to really prime the eyelid so it can grab the shadows, give the shadows something to adhere to, make them more pigmented, but also keep them on all day. If I put too much concealer on the lid, I run the risk of it creasing and kind of working against me. So I'm just taking my finger and really, really spreading this out so it's just a nice thin layer. And then I'm also gonna set this with a powder just to really just, you know, lock it in. I'm just gonna go ahead and use that Bobbi Brown powder. I'm just gonna lightly dust that onto the eye. That kind of sets that concealer in place so that we don't have any issues with creasing later. Okay, so I'm so excited to play with this palette. This is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette, and it's just one of my favorites. I got this when it launched, and then I remember it selling out pretty quickly and taking a little while to restock. I think it's restocked now on Sephora's website, so I'm gonna link it down below. Such a beautiful, beautiful palette. I really love the variety of warm and cool tones that you get in here, and you get some shimmers and some mattes, and you can just create anything from like a basic everyday look to something more glitzy and glam and just perfect for a night out. So we're going to use this palette, and I'm first gonna go in and build a little bit of a warm crease. I'm gonna use this shade right here. We're just gonna work this into the crease back and forth. I love this palette, and I also love his mattes, his Master Mattes palette. I use that one a ton. In fact, I have it, where is it? I have it right here. It is like just sits here at my table because it's one of those palettes that I can create a full look from, or I can use to supplement other palettes. These mattes have a very consistent velvety finish, so they just glide onto the skin so smoothly. There's no patchiness, there's no skipping. They just are very easy to work with mattes. I cannot believe that the holidays are almost here, you guys. Like, I mean, I feel like I say this all the time, I think we all do, but this year just flew by. We just started this year, and now we're already approaching the holidays. It's so crazy to me. I am really excited about the holidays though. Usually they can be a stressful time of the year, you know, so much to do and prepare for, but this year I'm not feeling any of that. This year I'm just feeling like I'm just gonna enjoy the season, not stress. Okay, so I'm really taking my time to build this up. I'm still using that same color, but I'm just really building it up. Oh my God, it's so pretty. This is one of those colors that you could just use all over and be done. Okay, I almost like don't want to mess with it and just kind of leave it, but we are gonna use more than one shade out of this palette, I promise. We're gonna take this shade right here, this little corner shade right here. It's deeper than what we just used, like similar tones, but just much deeper. So we're gonna take just a little bit of this, same brush, using the tip so I can really control where I place it and even tapping the excess off. And I'm just gonna kind of work it right here in the outer corner and just softly go back and forth in that one little area. I don't wanna bring it too far over. I just wanna really keep it concentrated right here on that outer corner. Oh my gosh, that color is gorgeous. Oh, I am such a sucker for a warm matte eye with these shades. They're so pretty. We're going to go in and fill in this inner corner, and I'm gonna go in with just the lightest matte shade. We are gonna top this with a shimmer, but we're gonna go in first here just to build some lightness and brightness there. I'm taking a flat shader brush, taking the side of it, and we're just gonna go right in here and just pop that right in the inner corner of the lid. I'm gonna try not to apply that on top of the darker shadow, but instead just to meet that darker shadow. So pop it right on the inner corner, build it up. I want it nice and opaque. Then I'm gonna take that same shadow and I'm just gonna kind of run it right over here to kind of widen the eye. This is another tip that I picked up from Nikki LaRose. I always used to brighten the inner tear duct, but she actually taught me that I could take my placement a little further over and it'll kind of widen the eye a bit. Love that. Okay, you know when you really like your eye makeup, but you want to keep playing in the palette, but you also love what you've already done and you're like, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to go too far, but I feel like we need to add some more to this. So I want to add one of these shades, one of these two shades. Let's see what we got here. So we got the lightest shade here, and these are really nice topper shadows. So they got a lot of shimmer, but they're kind of sheer. They're not super opaque. So that's why I wanted to put something light down first, because I wanted some brightness. I think I want to do this one. It's a little silvery. I'm actually just gonna use my finger and just press this on top right in that inner corner. It's gonna take a little bit of layering and just press it and then step away. If you move it too much or blend it too much, you'll kind of lose that effect. So really just go in and lightly tap. And if you need more, you might need to come back for more. Totally normal. Go back in and grab a little more. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just a very like highly reflective, but also light shimmer. It's like a very modern shimmer. I feel like we used to see shimmers that were super foiled and very metallic and very heavy. And this is not that. This is a very light, sheer, but very sparkly shadow. So pretty. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clean our hands. We're gonna fix our clip. My hair is like, this little clip is not gonna do it, lady. You need something heavy duty for this hair. I'm gonna go here and just kind of clean up underneath. I had a little bit of fallout, but that's okay. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and create the upper liner. I'm gonna go in with this Sephora eyeliner pencil. This is the retractable eyeliner. It's waterproof and I have the shade brown. I have to say I love the Sephora brand. They have some really great products at very reasonable prices. Okay, then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just kind of line the outer half of my upper lash line. And I'm gonna try and keep this line nice and thin. I don't want it too thick. I just want some definition there. And then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna tight line the eye as well. Okay, so a very short liner. We're gonna go over this with shadow, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanna get something down there that's the base to the shadow that we're gonna put on top of it. So it doesn't have to be perfect, so that kind of takes the pressure off, right? Now we've got the definition. Let's go ahead and go and set this and just kind of perfect it. So next I'm gonna go in with a tiny little angle brush, like you can see how little this guy is. And we're gonna go in with the darkest matte shade from the palette. And we're gonna load the brush up on both sides of that. Tap off the excess, and we're just gonna kind of run it over that eyeliner. Run it over and then kind of sweep it in a little bit. Kind of slightly winging that out a bit just so it kind of elongates the eye rather than drags the eye down. Okay, so now it's time to finish out the lower lash line. Working with the same palette, we're gonna go in with the lightest matte shade and we're gonna pop this in the inner corner on the lower lash line. So just kind of right there. Then we're gonna go in with this shade here, which is the first shade we started with. Same brush, kind of a large brush. It's just like an eyelid shader brush. And we're gonna kind of run this all the way underneath. You're not gonna really see much of this, but this is gonna prep and prime it for the darker shade that we're about to go in with. When you go in with a really dark matte shade, it can be hard to blend it out, especially in this area. So I'm putting a lighter powder shadow down first to kind of help blend and soften the darker shadow that I'm about to go in with. This also gives a really pretty diffused look. And I'm using a large brush just so it really, really diffuses and softens everything. Okay, perfect. Next, we're gonna go in with a small little pencil brush. And I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And we're gonna just kind of work this in the outer corner and outer half of the lower lash line. I'm gonna take my time here because I really want this to be close to the lashes. So now I'm gonna go back with that larger brush again. I'm just gonna run that over the dark shadow just to really diffuse it, smoke it out, and soften it. I like to keep that lower lash line soft. I want some definition, I want something there, but I don't want it to be harsh or heavy. Okay, looking good. All right, let's go ahead and go in with lashes. I'm gonna curl my lashes first. Do not look at my lash curler. It needs to be cleaned desperately. Now, I like to go in and apply mascara before this has time to dry. So if I'm really just wanting my makeup to look perfect, I'll go and do one eye at a time. And you know, I just find this works better. I've heard other people say they like to let it dry before they apply mascara, so I don't think one way is right or wrong. But I will say the reason that I like to apply mascara while this is still wet is because it allows me to really separate the lashes. If that lash primer has dried, lashes are gonna stick together. It's gonna be more difficult to separate them and kind of create the lash that you want. I really like to keep the lashes wet until I'm completely done. So what I'll do is I'll go in and apply mascara. I might let that set for a second, but not fully dry. Go in and do the other eye real quickly, and then I might even come back to this before it completely dries. I'm using the Tower 28 mascara. I really like this. I love the wand on it. It's just a nice, skinny, slightly curved wand. So it really helps you lift the lashes. It also does a great job of separating them, and it gives mega length. So I'm almost done. I'm just gonna go back over here to this eye, kind of separate a little bit. I didn't add any more mascara to the wand. I'm just kind of working on what's left on it. So really what I'm doing right now is just separating and shaping the lash. Look at the length that this gives. It's just crazy. Perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna do the slightest coating on the lower lashes. I didn't even dip the wand back into the packaging because that'll be too much mascara. I just want very light here. Okay, we are almost done, you guys. I'm gonna move to the last step of setting with powder. I'm gonna go in with the One Size powder, and this is the pink one. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just set kind of the center of the face and underneath the eyes. Working it into the brush so I don't apply too much. And we're just going to apply that right here underneath the eyes for a little brightness. And then right in the center of the face, you can still see that flawless filter. It's still giving me that glow, even though we've set it with powder now twice. Okay, so moving on to lips, I'm gonna go in with my favorite lip pencil. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium 2. I love this shade. I like the original Pillow Talk as well, but this just has a little bit more color. So if you have very light lips like I do, just gives more of like a flush to the lips. It's so beautiful. And I'm slightly overlining. Okay, look at that. So pretty. Do you see the color that that gave the lips? It still looks natural, like a natural lip color, but just more lively. This is seriously the best lip liner color. If you don't have this, grab one. You will love it. I promise. You will thank me. Next, I'm going in with the shade Dance Floor Princess. This is a lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury. It's really pretty rosy, kind of nudie pink. Okay, so I think we're done. There is one more product that I wanted to play with, and I'm just getting to the end of my makeup and I'm realizing that we didn't try this out, but I think we can still add it to the look. So I'm gonna go in with the Danessa Myricks Colorfix. This is the shade Celebration. It has the Libra at the top and then Sean at the bottom, but together that's Celebration, Lisa. And we're gonna go in and apply this on top of that eyeliner. I love this product. I have these in several shades. You've seen me use these before. I like to use them as liquid or like cream shadows. I like to use them as eyeshadow primers and putting shadow on top of them. She has a couple of nude shades that are really great for that. And you can use them for eyeliner as well. So I'm gonna go in and take that same brush that we used and just pick up this product. It's like a pretty kind of chocolatey, bronzy shade. And we're just gonna run this on top of that liner. Just gonna give a little bit of shimmer to the liner, and then I'm also gonna kind of wing that out a tiny bit. Going over a dark matte liner with something a little shimmery is a great way to slightly soften an eyeliner look. Like you'll still get that definition, but it'll be a little bit softer. So this technique is really great for like hooded eyes or mature eyes when you just want things to look a little softer and not very harsh. So that wraps up this look. I'm gonna have all the products that I use listed and linked along with shade names in the description box below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.